Guys, I'm just going downstairs. I've had a shower, got myself changed. I've got to go and do the washing up, make my sandwiches, and then I can have a relax. The boys are downstairs watching telly. Let's have a look what Snoop's doing. Can you see Snoop? I'll show you where Snoop is. Sooty's down here on the floor wagging his tail. There's my little Sooty. And then Snoop is over here, look, on the sofa. He's made himself nice and comfortable. There you go. He's not moving anywhere. And they're watching Shed and Buried. Right, let's get in the kitchen. I've got everything through into the kitchen ready, but I thought I'd have my shower first. Right, let's see everything. I'll leave the front room lit up. Let's get in here. Got to turn the radio off in here as well, guys. So I'll keep talking over it for the moment until I turn it off. There you go, that's better. Done. Ah, guys. Monday's done. Let me just put the stand up. Now, I hope you liked those photos I put on this morning. They were some of the dress selection I've got. I'll do the same tomorrow. There you go. How's that? Perfect. I'll do the same tomorrow for you so you can see some more of my dresses. Oh, there's a fly in here. Haven't seen many flies so far this year. I'll not get that late. I've got some fly spray. Right, let me get this sorted out. I've got lots of washing to do again. I've put some food in a slow cook, which was chicken and rice. So I did that when I got back from work. I put it on when I got back from work, guys. And I didn't eat till late. It's now just coming up to 9 o'clock. So I've only just had my dinner, gone upstairs. So I've been doing other jobs around the house, like making the beds. I made the guest bed again. That's all done, ready for my next visitor. Put all new fresh sheets on that, so that's lovely. Just generally tidied up. Sloopy's here with me now. Can you see him in the doorway? He's here ready for the apple pies, but it's a little bit early. Right, if I get the sink empty. Hopefully that won't fall over. My coffee is better, but I've just had a shower. That's loosened me up a little bit, so I'm going to take my inhaler again in a minute. One. Just rinse these off, then I can empty the sink and get the bowl in there, guys. So, right, today, Monday, it was the 14th of the 4th, 2025. Sunny, absolutely beautiful day today. It did rain last night, so everything was a little bit wet, but not too bad. So, the trip to work was okay, straightforward enough. I sat in my car and loaded the dress video for you guys this morning. I didn't have time to do it before I went to work, so I had to do it while I was sat at work in my car ready to go in. So I did that, got into work. There wasn't a lot of retail this morning when I went to work. There's only a couple of jobs. The first one was a waiter, not a waiter as in a kitchen waiter, I mean somebody who's waiting for their car. It was, job card came through as ever since service, the car's got a knock from underneath. So I thought, oh, here we go. This is quite a common one you get in the motor trade. Ever since you've done this, I've got this or that or the other gone wrong. But usually it's people trying to get a freebie. Anyway, so first job of the day was somebody saying ever since. So I took the car up the road to start with to have a listen to see if I could hear this noise. Yes, there was a noise. So the customer was right, there was a noise. So I got the car back to the garage. They said the noise, they only heard the noise when they came off speed humps, not when they went over them, but when they came down the other side. And I heard it, I did hear this noise. It was from the driver's side front. So I got the car back to the garage, put it on the ramp, put it up in the air to have a look. They've got a broken coil spring. So that's going to cost them, unfortunately. The car's not under warranty, so they're going to have to buy themselves a new coil spring. So that doesn't have any bearing on the service. So unfortunately the customer didn't get a freebie this time. So that was my first job. Then I had a sales car, which I looked at about a week ago. And this car, quite an interesting car, this one. It was on a 66 plate, so it makes it for about 9 years old now. One owner from new, and the person who owned the car was an elderly person who passed away. The relatives of this person came to the garage to see if the garage would take the car in to get rid of it for them. So our garage bought the car off them, and the car was green. It had been stood outside since 2023. That's when the gentleman died, so it's been sat outside for 2 years under a tree. It was green. The whole car was just green. It looked like it was camouflaged. I saw it in the wash bay being washed off, and I thought, oh my goodness, it looked like it had come out of a scrapyard. It was a real mess. Anyway, they washed this thing off and valeted it, and it looked really good when they'd finished, and I had to have a look at it. And this car, because it had been sat around so long, had done no miles, guys. This is a 9-year-old car and it has done 11,000 miles, so it's super low on the mileage. It was last serviced in 2022, which was the one before the owner obviously died, and it hadn't been touched since then, so it was sort of 3 years down the line. So I did a check on it to see what was wrong with it. All 4 tyres were so badly perished, you could see the cords hanging out the tyres. The tread-wise, there was loads of tread. It was just that the tyres, because the car had just been sat out in the open with the sun on it and everything, the tyres had just deteriorated, and so they were rubbish. So I put a set of tyres on it first thing this morning. I had a service to do to it and an MOT to do to it as well. So I did the tyres first. Then we had another sales car which was more urgent than the one I was doing, so I had to do an MOT on that one. Then I got the original car that I was working on, the one that I put the tyres on. I MOT'd that one as well. It's a bit of an MOT day today, so I've done a suspension knock, I did 4 tyres, 2 MOTs and a service. That got me to dinner time, so I thought this is okay. But it was all everything seemed to be internal. And the afternoon didn't change, same thing, all internal stuff. I got another car in, did another used vehicle inspection and a service on another car, another sales car. So yeah, it was all sales work, but it was a little bit slow. It's not the usual where you were rushing around like a bat out of hell. You were actually lulling, there were lulls between getting the jobs. You were hanging around waiting for the next job to come. So the day dragged. Although it was a lovely day, the sun was out, it did cloud over towards the end, but it was a really, really nice day. And I believe the rest of the week's not looking too good, guys. So if Abby and Paul are still on holiday, they might be suffering from here on, I think, because I think they've had really good weather like we have down here. So I think the weather's changing. Oh dear, here we go again. Just in time for Easter, guys. That'd be fun, won't it? Never mind. So that was my day. It went reasonably well, but a little bit patchy. So that wasn't so good. I like it when it's busy. Not too busy that you can't get the work done, but I just like it busy because it makes the day go so quick. Right, let's get the cutlery done first. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another dress video on for you guys, first thing in the morning with the music, because I've got quite a few dresses to show you guys. So I'll carry that one on for you so you can see some of the other dresses I've got. What I should have done is put a little number sign on each dress as I stood there so you could say which ones you liked. A lot of people have been saying, oh, I like the green one, or I like the one with the roses on, which was, yeah, that worked really well. But I should have had like a little sign so you could have voted on the dress you'd rather see me wearing. But it was really good. I really enjoyed doing it. But it took me a lot longer to do that than I realised it would, because I was sort of struggling trying to get the things zipped up. It's all right, I suppose, when you've got somebody with you, but when you're on your own, to try and squeeze into a dress and zip it up at the back is really difficult. But I got there. And yes, some of the dresses I couldn't actually remember getting. I also came across some dresses that I couldn't actually get into. So they're going to be heading their way down to the charity shop. So that's a good idea to actually try them on and see what I have got and what I can and can't get into. It's not that I put on weight. I think a lot of these I bought like at kilo sales or at charity shops and didn't try them on. I just offered them up and thought, oh yeah, that's nice, that'll fit. Check the size, thought, yeah, that's good. And some of these are so tight I can't get them on. I can get them on, but I can't get them zipped up. So yeah, some of them are going to have to go back to the charity shops and they can sell them again. But that's no big problem. What else can I tell you guys? I've been doing paperwork. When I got back from work this evening, one my dinner was on and I was doing all these other jobs. I was doing some legal paperwork, which I've done. So I've got to post some letters tomorrow. I want to go back on my laptop later on as well, because some other things I need to do tonight. I'd like to get them done early in the week if I can, with the bank holiday weekend looming. I'd like to sort of nip it in the bud early on. But things are looking good. Things are looking really good. Everybody was chatting away this morning saying what they did at the weekend. And I was telling them all about Ipswich and going to the marina in Ipswich, because that was such a lovely day. And something else I've done, and I did that in the past, quite a few years ago now. I went to the Ipswich marina and I booked myself on a cruise down the River Orwell, which takes you underneath the Orwell Bridge, and you can buy, the tickets take you to different places. You can go to Pinmill, or you can go down to Harwich. So I didn't go that far when I went. I went as far as Pinmill because I booked quite late, and all the other sailings or trips were already booked up. So I got the one I could, and the day I went was unbelievable. It was just like Friday of last week. It was so hot, and I sat on the top deck of this boat, so you could see everything. You could see 360 degrees all round up above. It was unbelievable, guys. And we went right underneath the Orwell Bridge. I've been over it enough times. I've never been under it up to that point. What a lovely trip that was. It was so nice. I really enjoyed that. And that's something I wouldn't mind doing again, but probably trying to get a trip all the way down to Harwich, I think would be quite nice. But I didn't manage that on the trip I did. I only got down to a place called Pinmill. But it was good. It was really enjoyable. What else? What else can I tell you guys? Things are going well at work with the new tech. He's an MOT tester, so that's really good for me, because that means I haven't got to do all the MOTs. So that works really well. Ouch. Trying to think of something else to tell you guys. I'm still thinking. I haven't forgotten you. Hang on, I'm nearly done my cutlery now. Yep, that's all the cutlery done. I might actually wipe the cutlery up now, because that will clear off the space on the drain for me for the plates. So if I shake the gloves off, hang on guys, we get all the cutlery on the other worktop, and I can dry that, and then I can carry on with this washing. Then I can have I've got to do my sandwiches yet, guys, and also got to have my apple pies. So I'll put the big stuff over there first. Turn the camera around a little bit so you can see where I am. There's that tail behind me. I'm just going to put the cutlery on there, then I can dry it, guys, and then put it away. And I'm all, that's it, good. Right, let me bring the camera over. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Right, I'll take my gloves off now. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else super exciting. I can't think of anything exciting tonight. Been fairly run the mill. I've still got some hot cross buns for tomorrow, I think. Yeah, I've got 2 hot cross buns left. I've got enough bread out for my sandwiches tomorrow, but I'll probably have to get another loaf out tomorrow morning. After I've done the hot cross buns, I'll probably get another loaf out. There we go. That's one. It goes in there. Done. Take this up this end. I'm trying to get rid of the big implements first, and then I can work my way down to the smaller items, guys. There we go. There we go. Right, that's all the big stuff done. If I turn the other light on, which is that one, I'll take the rest of the items down on the towel, and I can drop them in the drawer as I've done. Drawers open. Put the camera here, guys. There you go. How's that? That's perfect. I'm coming back, don't panic. Here I come. Just had to get the rest of the cutlery. Right. So, I need to leave a knife out to do my sandwiches, so I'll leave one out by the kettle. And I've got the rest of that corned beef, and I've got a slice left for the boys. The boys can have one of the slices as well, because I always end up with one extra slice. Can hear some water. I think it's water going down the drain pipe. Maybe it's raining, guys. I've got an internal drain pipe in that. Where my whiteboard is, there's an internal drain pipe. It's like a flat roof extension. I think the water goes down there. I can hear some water, so it might be raining. Still hear it. I'll put those in there. That's something I was having a discussion with somebody at work. It's about sense of smell, because my sense of smell is awful, guys, really bad. And that all happened about the same time that we had COVID. But it wasn't related to COVID. I was working over at Cambridge at the time, and I'd been really poorly. And that's when they diagnosed me with bronchitis, which later turned out to be asthma and not bronchitis. Now, this is when COVID hit. So late 2019, early 2020. That's when it all went wrong for me. And I couldn't breathe. I was trying to breathe, and I was going through the motions of breathing, but I just couldn't get any oxygen in myself, and I was very wheezy. I felt like I was going to faint all the time. I felt really bad. And it was about this time that I lost my sense of smell. I mean, I lost it totally. I couldn't smell a thing, which was an advantage in some respects, because if I was clearing up after the dogs, I couldn't smell, which was lovely. So you didn't gag anymore. But somebody said to me, are you sure you didn't have COVID? I said, no, I'm sure I didn't have COVID. I said, everybody said the same thing to me. They said, oh, you had COVID. I said, no, I didn't. I said, I've never had COVID. I've done lots of COVID tests. I used to go and visit Peter when Peter was in the home. And the only way I could get in to see Peter was to have a COVID test. So I used to ring the doorbell, and one of the nurses would come out with all her protective clothing on, and they did that swab thing where you got cotton bud up your nose and back your throat, that one. And I was tested every week. I was tested for this, never came up positive. And the symptoms, I did have that cough because I couldn't breathe, guys, but that's when I lost my sense of smell. And everybody said to me, did you lose your sense of taste as well? I said, no, I've still got a sense of taste, but I did lose my sense of smell. And I have got a little bit of my sense of smell back. Specific things will sometimes trigger my sense of smell, but very, very few things. If somebody holds a rose up to me and says, oh, smell that, I can't smell it. Or air fresheners, if I plug an air freshener in, I can't smell it. And these scented candles I've got, I can't smell them, guys. So in one way it's quite nice, but in another way, I do miss it sometimes. And I've even caught myself trying to sniff things, and then I think to myself, you silly silly bugger. You know you can't smell things, but I still sometimes go through that process of trying to smell things. And that's 5 years ago now, and I still haven't got my sense of smell back. So I don't know what actually triggered the loss of sense of smell, but that's what happened. I had asthma, and that's when I lost my sense of smell. I don't know if anybody else has had the same thing happen, but yeah, I've got absolutely nothing, which is quite handy. I worked at one garage many years ago. Customer bought a brand new car, and they brought it back after a few months. They said, there's a horrible smell inside my car. They said, there must be something under the seats or under the carpet. He said, it absolutely stinks. And I had a sense of smell then. I could smell them. And I got in this bloke's car, and it reeked. It's hard to explain what it smelt of, but it absolutely stunk. So yes, there was something in the car that was really stinking it out. So I said to the boss, the service manager, I said, the customer's right. I said, you come and have a smell. So he came down and had a smell, and he said, right, he said, take the whole interior out. Because the customer's threatening to back the car. It was that bad, and it was bad. He was having to drive around everywhere with the windows open because the smell was so bad. And he'd threatened that if we didn't sort it out, he was going to back the car. So the service manager said to me, right, take the whole interior out. So I did exactly what I was told. I took all the interior out, all the carpet out, everything, stripped it bare. I even had the door pads off. We checked inside the doors to make sure there was nothing inside the doors, thinking it might have been a tuna sandwich or something like that. It was that bad, the smell was that bad. Couldn't find a thing. So I said to the service, there's nothing there, nothing, I've had everything out. So he came down and had a look, and no, there was nothing there. So he said, have you checked behind the headlining? And I said, no. He said, right, pull the headlining down. And the headlining in those days was a soft material headlining, which was held up on bars. And it was a nightmare doing those. You end up taking the windscreens out, front and back, taking all the door strands off and dropping the headlining down. And I did. I took it all out. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So he said, oh, well, we've done enough. We can't do any more today. He said, we'll have another look at it tomorrow. So we left the car in the workshop that night. We came back to work the following morning. The workshop absolutely reeked. It reeked something terrible. And it was all coming from this car. And so I said, well, there's nothing left in the car. And so we went and had a look and sat in the car. And the only thing in the car was the dashboard. That was the only thing left. And I opened the glove box and the smell was awful. As soon as I opened that glove box, it was, oh my God. And what it was, the customer was one of these who kept his car really, really clean. And what he used to do, he had a chamois leather. And the chamois leather, when he'd finished using it, he'd roll it up and he'd put it in like a plastic tube. And that's what it was. The chamois leather had gone rotten and it smelt so bad. It was gaggy. It smelt that bad. So it was actually the customer's own chamois leather in the glove box that was stinking the car out. So what I did, once I discovered it, I took that out of the car. I air freshened the whole car to get rid of the smell. And then I put all the interior back in. It took me ages, guys. It took me another day to put all the interior back in this thing. And I took the evidence into the reception at the end of the day. And they all boo-hooed me. Said, no, it's not that, it's not that. I said, it is. I said, honestly, it is that. So they put it in the drawer in reception overnight, not thinking. They weren't thinking correctly there. So the next morning, we all turned up to work. And the reception, all the doors and windows were open. It stunk the reception out as well. So it proved a point. And it was the customer's own chamois leather. I don't know if they charged the customer for what I'd done. I don't think they did. But yeah, that was an unusual one. I've never ever come across that again since then. That was the one and only. But yeah, I had to strip the whole interior out of this car just for a smell. That's when I had a sense of smell. I can't think how old I was. I remember it being a Vauxhall garage, and I think the car was a Vauxhall Viva. If you know what a Vauxhall Viva is, an old Vauxhall Viva. I'm going back to the 1970s here. Yeah, long time ago. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I haven't seen a Vauxhall Viva for years. I don't think they're even in the scrapyards anymore. I think they must all be gone. There can't be many left. They weren't very good. They did rust fairly hard, those ones. So I should imagine most of them have rotted away. And that was the good old days when you could fix a car on the side of the road. They were quite a basic car. And, you know, if the thing broke down, you could go out and repair it on the side of the road. You didn't have to transport it back to the garage and put a new ECU on it and do a software update and things like that. You could fix things on the side of the road. It was points, plugs. Yeah, it was so simple. So simple back then. And now look at it. Onwards and upwards. Yeah. Bring back the old days, guys. I love them. Absolutely love them. And I know then, when I started back then, I remember the very first day I was shown around the garage by the foreman. I was introduced to all the technicians, all the mechanics. And they called them mechanics then. They didn't call them technicians, they called them motor mechanics. Technicians is a sort of more modern version. It's just another name, another title, guys. They're motor mechanics. So I was shown around the workshop and introduced all the motor mechanics. And they all said to me, get out now while you can. They said, you won't like the motor trade, it's terrible, get out of the motor trade. And I didn't, obviously, I stuck with it. And the thing is as well, thinking back now, most of those I was introduced to now, they're either, well, they're definitely retired, and probably the majority of them will be dead by now, guys, because we're talking 50 years ago. Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it? You don't realise, and you think, suddenly you think, oh my goodness me, all those people I was taught how to work on cars, and they're probably all gone. It's sad in a way, it is sad, but yeah. It's, you know, we get apprentices start at the garage now, and I'm thinking the same sort of thing now to them, you know, thinking, you know, when they retire, I'll probably be well and truly gone. Yeah, I won't be around. Right, let's get this buttoned up. I'm on the dishes now. Dishes, bowls. It's not too much, guys. Not too much at all. I still haven't decided if I'm going to have cheese on Wednesday, cheese day, sorry, or if I'm going to finish off my meat. You know I love my cheese. and I didn't have any cheese on toast this weekend, but I did have cheese on crackers on Monday. I've got some Jacob's cream crackers. And what I used to do is buy pate and crackers, or pate and cheese, and I'd go and sit in the garden in the summer, here, up the garden here, and eat that. That was lovely. Have a yoghurt or an ice cream afterwards. And so I'm looking forward to doing that again this year. Maybe I'll buy some Magnums or Cornettos or something like that. Yes, happy days. As a child, I could always remember, I used to get bribed by my parents to go and do some shopping for them. If they'd run out of something, they'd say, oh, do us a favour, they'd say. Can you go up the shop and get me some potatoes or get me some carrots or something like that? So you'd go up there, but they'd always bribe you. They'd give you like sixpence. There you are, there's sixpence for you. Can you go and get me this, that and the other? So you go up there and you've got sixpence to spend. And back in the day then, you bought sweets by weight. And they had the jars. If you can remember the jars, you used to go in the sweet shops and you used to ask for a quarter this or a quarter that, and they'd weigh them all out. Ah, happy days. That's why I got lots of fillings, guys. I love my sweets. Always had a sweet tooth. And growing up as a child, I grew up in a little village in Cambridgeshire. Happiest time of my life as a child in this village. And used to play on the farms, and this farm in this village, the village was called Isleham, and it was in Cambridgeshire. So it was in the fens, and there was a lot of things grown like peas, lettuces, carrots, things like that. And the farm we used to play on, they used to have lorries that would go and collect the carrots and the peas and things like that to take down to the London markets. And as a child, I can remember hanging on the back of these lorries and getting the carrots, freshly picked carrots out of the bags and noshing on them in the farmyard. Apples, scrumping on apples. There used to be apple orchards everywhere. You used to go scrumping. You'd go and help yourself to the apples. A lot of them were cookers, so that wasn't so good. They were a little bit sharp. But those that weren't were really nice. What a fantastic childhood I had. I could do no wrong in the eyes of some people. Other people didn't see it that way, but I loved it. I had a lovely, lovely upbringing. Yeah, those days are gone, guys. That's one of the dog bowls. I better wash that one again. That slid off the drain. I've got them all stacked again. Let's try it again, guys. I'm surprised the dogs didn't come running in to see what I've done. That's it, got it that time. balanced a bit precariously, guys, but they're staying on at the moment. Right, what's that one? Where's that going on there? Bit of a balancing act going on here, guys, but it's going on. And the straw, and then I've just got the slow cook pot. And I think that's it. I can make my sandwiches then, guys. Right, that's got to be washed up. That goes in recycle. Just wash that container out. Right, here comes my slow cook pot. Oh, pardon me, guys. Right, I think we're there, guys. That looks really good. I'll leave this one in the sink just to drain. I won't put it on the side because that'll only fall off the side and smash, so I don't want to push my luck. Right, there we go. Sorted, guys. Right, let's just drain that off. I'll just have to stand it on the side for the moment, empty the sink, and then I'll put that back in the sink to drain. And then we can start on the sandwiches then. I think it's Branston today. I had salad cream, Branston tomorrow. I had salad cream today on my corned beef. So Branston tomorrow. And then I've got to decide if I'm going to have cheese. You know which way this is going to go, don't you? Right. Right, the bowl's done. I'll just rinse out this slow cook bowl and that can stand in the sink and drain. Right, that's it. I'll stand it in there, guys, that can drain. Like that, that can't fall over in there. Just dry the sides and we're away. Perfect. Right, sandwiches. Sooty's, I don't know if you can see Sooty. Sooty's just inside the doorway. If I move the camera slowly, you should see Sooty on the floor. There he is, look, he's waiting very patiently. I don't know where Snoop is. I think Snoop might have gone back into the front room. He's probably gone back onto the sofa again. But Sooty's waiting. He's waiting for the apple pies, not so much the sandwiches, but he knows he'd get a bit of corned beef tonight. So I think, yeah, see if Snoop comes running in as well. Right. Right, so corned beef sandwiches. I've had my muffins, my mini muffin cakes. 2, 4, 6. Then I've got hot cross buns for the morning. Then I've got 1, 2, 3. I should have enough bread in here to do the sandwiches tomorrow evening, which will be cheese day. And then I'll have to get another loaf out. That's that one. That one. And that one. think that's it, guys. I think we're in the right order. Here comes Snoop. There you go. I don't know what noise got him, but he definitely heard something. Oh yes, Snoop. He's laying on the floor now, look, so they're both ready. Poor starving dogs. I know what's going to happen the next time I go to my vets, because the last time I went to my vets with Snoop, they said, oh, he's on borderline, he's getting a bit heavy, and he's put on weight since then, guys. I hate to think what he weighs now. I will weigh him when I go to the vets next, because there's always the scales in the vets. As soon as I go in the vets, I always weigh my dogs. Sooty's 40 kilograms. So I'll let you know when I take Snoop there, what he weighs. But he's going to be quite heavy, I think. He's a bit of a lump to try and lift up. But I do love him to bits. Can you hear him drinking? I think he's clearing his palate, ready for his forthcoming food. Hiya, fella. Have you come to see what I've got? Here we go. Right. Snoop's there licking his lips already. Sooty will come in, and here comes Sooty. I knew Sooty would come in quick. Right, so 2 slices of corned beef for me. That leaves me 1 left, and I'll cut that up for the boys. They can have half of it each. Right, there you go, Snoopers. Right, Snoop's had his. This one's Sooty's now. Okay, Sooty, you ready for this? You go, Soot. Soot's had his. That's gone. As quick as that, guys. Right, where's that, guys? Good boys. So that's got to be washed. Right, I'm going to have some Branston this time. Cheers. That one. There's only a little bit left in this one. I have got another one. It's kept in there, guys. I've got to scrape it out the bottom of this one. Here it comes. Right, that's enough for that one. Need another jar for the other one. Put that there. That's that one. There we go. Okay, right, let's get these sorted out. I haven't got a sandwich bag, so I'm going to have to wrap these in some cling film, I think. And I've got to wrap my muffins in some cling film as well. So, the cling film day tomorrow. That's 1. And 2. That's 1 chunky sandwich. That's lovely. Right, that's it, guys. Right, if I go and get the cling film, put this over in the sink. Put the butter away. And I need little cakes, don't I, guys? In here. There we go. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got enough here to finish the week. Then I'll have to buy another box for next week's. Right, okay, so let me grab the cling film, guys. That's up this end, which is that one. I'll also get a spoon for my yoghurt. I'll also get my tuck box, which is in my Snoopy bag, which is here beside me. Right, there's my tuck box, guys. Right. pop that there. Right, cling film time. I'll do my fill cakes first. Get those out of the way. Right, they're done. Just my sandwiches to go. And then it'll be apple pie time. So my dogs will be waiting for their crust to go. That fly's buzzing around here now. That one I said, oh, there's a fly. I'm going to have to sort that one out. There we go. Right, my sandwiches are all wrapped up. And they're real chunky sandwiches, these ones. Right, put sandwiches in. Spoon for my yoghurt tomorrow. I've always got my inhaler with me in my tuck box, because my tuck box goes with me everywhere I go during the day, so that's handy. If I need a spray, guys, I've got it. Right, let's get rid of this chopping board and put that one away. Now I can do my apple pies, guys. Right, mind yourself, please. Good boy. Here we go. Oh. Right, excellent. Oh, I'm not finished this custard off. There's not a lot of custard left in this one. Right, let's give the boys their crusts. Are you ready for this, guys? Right, that's one. Right, that's two. Right, let's give these to my boys. I'll put them behind you, guys. Sit down nicely. Good boy, stay nicely. Yes. Right, boys have got their crusts. I should hopefully finish this custard off now, guys. There's not a lot left. Oh yes, that's going to be perfect, I think. Yes, absolutely perfect. Right, well, I'm going to nuke my apple pies. Sounds like the boys are just about finished. Good boys. Right, microwave's on, guys. Take this up this end and grab a spoon. Put my cling film away. Cling film's gone. One spoon. And I'll just chop that tin foil in the recycle bin. That's it, we are done. Right, I'm waiting for that fly to land and I'll give him a little puff. I've got some fly killer, just get rid of him. He's disappeared somewhere. I'm not sure where he's gone at the moment. I don't want him flying around in my kitchen. Oh. He stood on Snoop. Right, we're nearly there, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Right, guys, I'm going to turn the video off now, go and sit in the front room, have my apple pies. I'll put this video on for you guys. It's 45 minutes long, so it should keep you going for a little while. And then the next video I put on will be putting my 2 boys to bed. So I'm going to sign out now. Love you all to death, and I shall speak to you later. Okay, bye-bye.